Santosh?
That's me, doctor.
Did I say that right?
Yes. You
Okay,
said it right.
excellent. Thank you. Please have a seat. Well, welcome to Peak Performance. I'm glad you're here. I was just reviewing your file, and I highlighted a couple things here that I have questions for you. But before I jump into this, I understand you found out about us on the Facebook ad,
My
right?
wife did.
Your wife did?
Yeah.
What did she like? Do you know specifically what she liked, why she wanted you to come to this?
I mean, she knows about my chronic back pain, and when she came across this, she immediately forwarded to me, and she wanted me to pay a visit here.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm just going to shut the door so it's not as noisy. Okay, so I reviewed your file, and I want to get into some prepared questions I have for you here. So looking at this, the back pain is your number one. Can you point to that area of your back where it hurts?
Actually, it's not any particular area. It began with my lower back pain. Eventually, earlier, like more than 5 years ago, I had this lower back pain issue, which was like troubling me a lot in my daily lifestyle. But from that time to now, it's not troubling me as much as it was so frequent. It comes once in a while, based upon my lifestyle. Like I'm a software engineer, so there are times when I have to sit continuously on my laptop, and there are some project releases and stuff.
Sure.
During those times, it affects me.
It'll affect you a lot of stuff.
And during winter is a time when it definitely will affect me because of those cold.
Sure. Curiosity, have you ever had any experience with physical therapy, chiropractic, medical treatment for this? Which ones did you have?
I had physical therapy.
Okay, how did that work out for you?
It was temporary relief.
I got it.
But not much, and I did some yoga too, so it did help me in the way that it's not that frequent as it was, but when it comes,
you get it.
I have to deal with it.
And is it roughly the same spot when it comes?
No, sometimes like I experience pain in lower back, sometimes in my upper back and the shoulders too. So it's kind of sometimes I feel like it's a spasm, and it's my muscles hurt a lot.
That's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good. Well, if it was just muscle, the physical therapy and the yoga would have fixed it. There must be an underlying problem of either the nerves or the discs that's making this not heal on its own.
I did MRI, like when I had that extreme lower back pain, and everything looked fine except the L5 disc. It was a little bulged, and the doctor obviously asked me to go for physiotherapy and yoga, which I did, which I followed him, and then I didn't experience that lower back pain that frequently as such. But right now, when I have this, as I told you, the middle back pain, the lower back pain, the upper back pain, the neck pain.
Yes.
So something I dedicated to my sleeping habits. Maybe I don't sleep too well, and I have a memory foam bed, which is like too expensive, but I think it's not the one for me.
Well, let me save you some time and effort and certainly buying things that won't fix it. You shouldn't sleep rarely is the problem. The mattress is rarely the problem. You should have a good mattress. But it sounds like there's something off in the spine that's not right, and we're going to scan you with some equipment that's more sensitive than an MRI.
Okay.
So we're going to be looking at the function of the spine, not just the discs. MRI is just to look at the discs, just to consider you for surgery. So if the doctor says it's not that bad, he means it's not bad enough for surgery. But you having any pain is not normal. It may be common. A lot of people may have it, and you may not be a complainer and just kind of gotten used to it because you have a good attitude maybe. But it's not normal, and where there's smoke, there's fire. So a lot of my patients wait until they can't move. I'm glad you're coming in here now because it's a lot more manageable to correct than waiting till you do need surgery or you have a crisis and you can't move. So good for you.
Yeah.
A couple more detailed questions. Roughly, this has been going on 5 years now?
A little more than that, yeah. But
I'll put down 5 plus. Okay, and you feel it on and off each month? And it's a 6 out of 10 in pain intensity when it happens?
I would give it a 6 or 7. As I told, like when there is that muscle pain, It takes a while for it to eventually go off. I use Bengay. Obviously when I go to my physician, he gives me some steroid, so it does help me sometimes.
But it's temporary again,
yeah.
right?
Most of the times I just use Bengay and it goes off in a day. But when it's severe,
Right.
yeah.
So the Bengay will help the symptoms. The steroids will help the symptoms of inflammation. But if it keeps coming back, there's an underlying problem.
Yeah, that's just for the muscle spasm, which I feel that I'm not able to move my shoulder.
I understand.
Yeah, kind of.
I understand. That's good. I'm not saying that's totally good you're doing it. I just want to, I bet you would like to get to the root of this and try to get something so it's more lasting, the correction, correct?
Right. Yeah, and I forgot about the Tylenols and the Advils.
The Tylenol and Advil stuff.
Advils, yeah. They Tylenol, Advil, and ibuprofen, yeah.
Ibuprofen. Thank you for telling me that. Got it. So while these things may have given you temporary relief, it's safe to say you haven't really improved the function of your spine long term.
Yeah.
Got it. Has that been frustrating at all for you?
It was, but as you said earlier, it has become a part of my life. So
It's gotten used to it?
Yeah, I got used to it. So.
Well, let me share some of it because I have a ton of patients. I've had thousands of patients. It's very similar to yours. You could tolerate it, but you have something that's called episodic. Episodic means that it happens periodically. And you know what the next stage is from when it gets worse from episodic? You know what the next stage is if it gets worse?
Yeah.
Chronic. Means the episodes come closer together and then you have pain all the time. So that's not something you want to wait for. So I take this seriously because you're a nice personality, you're tolerant, and you're not a complainer. But this could become chronic or even more severe. So I wouldn't want it to get to that stage. So just practically, just in your life, how does this negatively affect you?
In the sense that, it does affect my lifestyle sometimes. I work from home. When I get up from my bed and I feel that I have severe back spasm or something like that, either I call it a day off or I use my back belt and just work remotely from home.
Oh, so you got a back brace.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. So it interferes with the work. How else does it negatively affect you?
In terms of what?
Day to day, just your day-to-day lifestyle.
I mean, I don't like to deal with the pain. I just want to be healthy, and I just want to carry the heavy groceries and stuff because my wife knows that when I do it, I might have a muscle spasm or something, so that I couldn't move my back for some time and I have to use the Bengay, the Tylenol, the ibuprofen to get rid of it. So she normally tries not to give me the heavy stuff. But
your wife takes the heavy stuff and gives you like.
I still go for it.
I'm joking. But listen, you're a young guy. You're 39 years old. You shouldn't be worried about the groceries. You know what I mean? I would say don't do rugby maybe or CrossFit, but the groceries you should be able to do.
Yeah, the groceries.
Wouldn't you agree?
Not the Costco ones though. I mean like the big water crates, the big milk packs, and all those stuff. That's something like sometimes I lift it up, but I'm very conscious about how I'm holding it so that I don't hurt my back. And I have a kid, so she likes to play with me. So I said, no, not now. I'm trying to carry something heavy. So.
But you agree with me that that's not normal?
No, that's not normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to worry about that?
Yes, it would be nice.
How old's your girl?
Hmm?
How old's your kid?
She's 6.
She's 6?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got one girl too. She's 14. She was 14 just last month.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, a lot of fun. All right. So thank you for explaining this so well, by the way. Now, just on a positive note, what would you do more of or just enjoy more if you didn't have this condition?
I would hit the gym and do more of the weightlifting and stuff, which I used to do.
Nice.
Because right now I'm limited to doing the treadmill, the ellipticals, and the half marathons, the 5Ks and stuff, because I know about my back. So if my back is really strong, I would rather go for the normal routine when I was doing when I was
Nice.
25 to 30 years old.
You'd like to do that again?
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. I think that's a great goal. I'm a big fan of that. So you may have already said this, so pardon me, but out of all this, what's the most important reason why you want to get rid of the back pains?
Oh, that's what I want to. I want to have a healthy lifestyle. And nothing to have my family complain about me.
Got it. Excellent goal. That's your goal. If we take you on, that's what will help you achieve. All right. So this has been going on for 5 years-ish, around there, maybe plus or minus. Now, what do you think it would be like in a year or so, a year or two, if you ignored this and didn't do anything about it?
As you said, maybe it's going to be chronic.
Yeah. And if it did get chronic and worse, how would that impact your day-to-day life?
It would. I mean, mentally, it would impact me a lot because these kind of things I take it seriously. I mean, the pain, I can tolerate it, but it does affect me mentally.
Like how?
In the ways that I'm not able to do day-to-day things which could be done with ease, and I have to be well aware of my back posture, put a back belt, and make sure that I have taken Tylenol or ibuprofen or something. So I don't want to think about all those things.
I understand.
Yeah, because when it comes to taking medicines, I'm not that kind of guy who wants to take medicines regularly.
Right.
I just want to
Got it.
have that medicine bottle somewhere down.
So this is a style or trend you'd like to change if you could.
Yes.
Okay. Keep it from getting worse and also not have to prepare and worry and Tylenol, brace, all that jazz.
Yeah. Maybe when I'm 450 and these kind of things are part of my life. I have to agree with that, but
listen, I'm 50. It's not okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm a competitive tennis player, a kite surfer.
Wow.
I would not accept that. But you know what? It's common because if the spine becomes problematic, it gets worse over time if you neglect it. We're not going to neglect you, though. Okay? How's that? All right. I like a challenge. You got a lot going on. So let me ask you this. This is just in mind where your mind is right now. And it's an important question to determine if I could help you or not. So from 1 to 10, with 1 being you're not going to do anything about it, just let it get worse. And 10, you're going to do whatever it takes to get well. Where would you fall from 1 to 10?
I'm going to say a 7.
Thank you. And what's keeping you from being a full-on 10?
As I told you, my work style, I'm an IT consultant, so I cannot give so much time for myself during certain days, and those time which I get, my family demands it. So
I already got the impression that you put the family and the work first, and you third, right? Okay, so if we were able to make this able to fit your busy schedule of your time, would you where would you be from 1 to 10?
10, yeah.
Excellent. And let me ask you this about your family, and I bet you your wife would be up here. Do you think your family would want you to get tuned up and back to normal?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Good. She'd probably be a 10 out of the get from the first instead of a 7. She'd probably be higher than you, right?
Yep.
She sent you here. That's why I know that. Okay, now, I will tell you the vast majority of our patients have experienced literally dozens of falls, strains, injuries over the years that add up that eventually produce these type of symptoms that you're complaining about. So I want to survey a couple areas that are classic for hurting the spine throughout the whole spine.
Okay.
So when was your most recent car accident? Even a long time ago. Don't think it just had to be 5 years ago.
Actually, I had a car accident more than 4 years ago, but in the snow, I couldn't stop at the left healing signal.
Yeah.
I mean, like I stopped, but my car just went
You hit something?
The front car's bumper. It wasn't anything major.
Was small.
It's very minor.
So no treatment for that?
Nothing.
No.
Nothing else.
Okay, car accident before that one.
Car accident before that one, I don't even know. I don't have one.
How about a bicycle injury?
Back in childhood, you mean? No.
Maybe.
Not that I remember having. So.
All right. All right. What about sports or exercise? When was the last time you strained or hurt yourself doing that?
I was playing volleyball.
Yes.
So I hurt my thumb. I mean, like I didn't hit the ball the right way, so my thumb was hurting for a while. And right now also, thumb and my right index finger, it keeps hurting once in a while. So and I take Tylenol, and it takes care of it.
Okay. What about any in sports injuries to the back or neck or legs?
Not that I had kind of a muscle catch or muscle spasm during sports, because as I told you, like I'm pretty conscious about my back pain.
You've kind of been careful, right?
So I don't go and do that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how about any slips and falls over the years? Down the stairs, on the ice, falling, carrying things?
No, nothing big I could remember.
Any work injuries? I know you might have to move some processors around or hook things up.
Yeah, when we were moving from an apartment to another, like I was trying to carry some big stuff, and then I had some muscle spasm.
When was that?
It's been a while. I would say 3 and 4 years. Yeah.
Okay, so you've had enough activities. You could have strained the spine out of alignment one way or another.
Yeah.
Maybe not a big, horrible automobile accident, but you've had a busy life with doing things, right? Okay, now listen, we don't accept every case. We only accept cases that clinically we know we can help, and that's what we're going to determine today. We also only accept patients that meet the criteria to getting well, that typically will get well. Because as you might realize, getting healthy isn't like dropping a car off at the shop or dropping a computer off at the Geek Squad over at Best Buy, right?
Okay.
It takes some involvement. You have to get involved and show up and do your things. So I'm asking these questions to weed out people that are not serious about their care and really want to get well. So if we're able to help you, would you do the things we tell you to do, the do's and don'ts and some stretches and showing up for your visits? If it fit your schedule, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, excellent, good. So, what would you say the optimal situation would be for you in 6 months, looking back, saying, wow, this was a really good experience?
What do you mean by the optimal experience?
Like a good experience here, you look back 6 months from now and say, wow, I was really happy I did this. What would it look like? What would you be happy with? What would have to happen for you to say that?
I mean, like the periodic back spasms or the back pains and everything. I shouldn't be experiencing that anymore. So even with lifting the heavy stuff and all. So.
Yes. Okay. Great. Excellent. All right. Well, today what I recommend we do is we check you over. We're going to scan you with and you with a background in IT will appreciate this. This has been the biggest breakthrough in spinal care since the MRI. So it's a very sensitive wand that's going to scan your spine with 4 layers of diagnostic criteria that's going to evaluate your problem areas. Many times we catch areas other people have missed.
Okay. Are you talking about the ones which using the NASA?
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that online. Yeah.
You're going to see that.
Yeah, I've seen the video where they have shown it on WGN 9 News as well.
Oh, you saw that? Excellent. Yeah, so you already know a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. We're probably going to take up a couple x-rays today because to see the internal architecture, just like you know, if you're dealing with hardware, sometimes you need to look at the actual insides,
sure,
not just the outside. So we're going to probably do that, and then we will be done for today. You will leave Now we have a medical doctor on staff, a physical therapy team, 3 chiropractors, and we're all trained in the SpineTech equipment that you saw on that news show. And what we're going to do is we're going to be talking behind your back when you're not here, and we're going to be coming up with a diagnosis. And if our diagnosis we come up with fits the model that we treat here, we'll accept your case.
Okay.
If we can't help you, we're not going to take you on and waste your time, and we're going to point you in the right direction, because this isn't okay to overlook, as you and I both agreed earlier. Okay, now I went through a lot here. I asked you a lot of questions. Do you have any questions for me?
I mean, like, obviously you said, like, if I fit into the category of the patients you could help, you will get back to me. But if I do fit, what's the timeline of the treatment?
That's an excellent question, and that's part of what we're going to be determining. We'll see the severity. In looking at your problem, we could determine how long you've had it. It may have been more than 5 years in its development, but it only was, you felt it 5 years ago. So in doing the x-rays, many times we could date actually how long you've had it and how bad it is. And also doing the scan will give us different information, and we'll combine that plus your history. And at that time, I'll be more educated rather than guessing. I don't want to guess. So if it's okay with you, just like if you looked at my whole network here and we were having problems, you probably wouldn't tell me how long it would take to fix until you looked at it, right?
I got it.
So I got to look at it. But this is, I will give you some assurance that this is our specialty in helping problems, especially where you are. So it'd be a pleasure to find something we could help you on and accept your case. Good question. Any other question?
Yeah. I mean, like, the other question I have right now is, actually, I might be moving to some other state.
Oh, wow.
In a month or two.
Okay.
So
let's not fool around. Let's get you evaluated today. Let's get you back as soon as possible to go over the results. And if we take you on, we'll have to get busy, and then you keep us posted to your schedule.
Sure. Now, is it going to take a while? Because
another 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
Unless you give me a hard time. Are you going to give me a hard time?
My wife is getting impatient, so she's asking me if she could come inside with me. And I said,
Yeah. We're just very thorough. So, but we got the hard part done. So